All right, y'all. Today we're going to talk about string concatenation and interpolation. So, right here we have two variables. So, we have string name and int age. What concatenation does is it just adds stuff to a string. So, here I'm writing out a string, right? So, I can put the variable right here and then I can add this string to it. So what's going on here is that I have the name, so it's going to be James, and I'm concatenating it with is. So now it's going to be James is. Then the next thing it's going to do is it's going to concatenate with age. So it's going to say James is 15. And then last, it's going to concatenate to the last thing, years old. And we could just print that out, and it'll say James is 15 years old. There you go. So this plus sign is if it's like next to a string, or with like in the scope of a string, then it will be just adding to the string. It won't be adding like numbers. And you might be asking, what if there was some number that you added to the other number, right? So let's make this 15 too, right? And what if you just did age plus that number? Would this turn into 30? Well, the answer is no, because it's still in the scope of the string. So as you can see here, it's saying James is 15 years old. So really, it just put those two next to each other. But what if you wanted to? Well, you could easily do that with parentheses. This kind of brings it out of the scope of the string concatenation stuff. So in this scope, in the parentheses, there is no string in here. These are just two numbers, two ints, which therefore can be added to each other. There you go. James is now older, 30 years old. Cool. So that makes sense. But one issue is that this had to go once, had to concatenate once, twice, and then 3 times, and then 4 times, right? Like 4 whole steps. And also, it's kind of hard to write this, right? You got to do a plus, and then you got to add spaces after and before the is. It's like it's kind of difficult. So, is there a better way? Well, there is a better way, and that's called string interpolation. So, let's say you have, I'm just going to do the same thing basically. Okay, so let's delete all this. And so I'm going to try to print this exact thing out here, but using string interpolation. What string interpolation does is you can put variables directly inside of a string. Meaning I can put the age or number or names directly in here. Well, actually, name I don't. Yeah, name I'll put in too. So I'll show you to do that. So to denote it, you need to use the $sign or else it won't work. Now when you put these squiggly brackets, they'll show up white. If you don't have them, then it'll just print out the squiggly brackets. So make sure you need to have the $sign. Whatever is in here, we'll take in the variable, or it could be an evaluation. It could be like 12 plus 5 or 4. Like it'll work. It'll print that out. As you can see, 16. But what we're looking for is we're going to put the name here. So we're going to do name. And now notice how I don't use concatenation here. So I don't use the plus signs. I can just do a space right after, and then I can say is, and then I can do age, years old. Look how shorter that is. And also it's just way more readable than this. Like these plus signs are kind of messing it up, I feel like. So this should print out what we're expecting. Exact same thing, see? James is 15 years old. I think I misspelled years. Jesus, I misspelled years. Okay, but anyways, you get the point. And I know I'm writing these out, I'm printing these out, but both of these things you can do inside here. So I could just do James plus, like I can do concatenation here. Hello, right? So I can concatenate there. See, um, I can also do the $ stuff over here. Like it all works basically. I need to move this down because I want to use the other ones. See? And then I can just print out James here, or name. Print that out. Right there. So yeah, that's concatenation and string interpolation. I strongly recommend you use string interpolation if you have a lot of variables you need to put into like a long sentence or something like that. Strongly recommend it because it's just way more readable, and I think it's just easier to do because then with the other one you have to like figure out the spacing and stuff. Um, so yeah, if you're doing longer stuff, use interpolation. If you're doing shorter stuff, let's say you're just doing, I don't know, let's say you're doing I am like 15 or something like that. If you're just doing like this, I guess that's fine because it's not that much different if I do it the other way with a $. So really, it's up to your preference, but like I feel like if you're doing multiple things for sure, multiple variables, if you're inputting multiple variables in the string, for sure, you should do string interpolation. If you're doing like one, if you're putting like one variable in, then you could probably just do the regular concatenation. But really, it's up to you. All right, that's it.